Hey, it's Mr. Johns. Welcome back to Planet Zoo and Morrison Zoo. And let's take a look at it. So, this is from the perspective of the entrance, have done nothing to it. So, we'll eventually decorate that. So, I don't know, and my railings aren't straight. I mean, I tried, but they are separate and just little imperfections. So it shows that you can enter both of these. So probably really don't need the separation in the middle anyway, but let's just say we entered on the right. Here is the Boise River. And so that's the view down. This is west. This would be the view east. And, the river isn't actually flowing technically. It's not moving, but it's water. So, but that's the view of the Boise River. And as we approach, you can see my imperfection here on my walkway, but it's just a wooden walkway. And then as we approach, big area here. Turns out you can't paint the grass any greener than this in this biome. I think I chose temperate. So, I mean, it looks like Boise, except for our grass is greener. So you can't paint it. There is quite a bit of chatter online about that. Like, why can't we choose the color? Like a simple color wheel and then choose the color of the grass. Why can't, the painting tool? Why is the painting tool literally 10, what, 9, 8, 9, 10, 10, 10 different colors? That's it. Why is there only short grass and long grass? Why can't we click it and then have like I mean, look, that's yellow, but it paints. I think those colors are probably the same for every biome, but because I'm in the temperate biome, it paints it like long wheat colored grass. If there was just a color wheel, that would be so cool. So, all right, so here is the entrance sign that I have spent, I don't know, 3 hours on. Not just the sign, the whole thing here. So, and this is fairly close. Let me see if I can find it. Um, looking. Maybe I'll drag over the Google Earth version. Let's see if I can get down at ground level. Okay, so let's get up here. So here's what I am working with. So as we look, we've got a couple trees. I'm looking at just the sign area. So we've got this kind of rusty brown sign that says Ann Morrison Memorial Park with some bushes, 3 bushes, and some red and yellow bushes and a tree. Yellow and kind of white flowers, very neatly organized, arranged in front of the sign. Other side also has 3 green bushes, a couple of reds, and then a tree, and then long straightaway down to the pool. And so this is close. So I've got the 3 bushes, yellow. There was a couple colored ones over here, a couple greens, yellow, and a couple colored ones, and then 2 trees. And obviously, I need more trees. The trees are lining that thing, and then let's go back down to kind of walking height. And the sign itself. So I took apart this sign from another and had to do a lot of customizing. I tried to use some letters that matched the letters of the actual sign, which are kind of a gold, but they were too small. And it turns out you can't scale anything. What? Coming from using programs like SketchUp and Onshape, where 3D design programs where scaling is everything, you would think that scaling would be a normal thing here too, but it's not. So I couldn't actually make the letters bigger. So these letters don't match the actual sign, which I'm disappointed about, but it is easier to see. So we've got lighting on the corners, and then a light above every letter. And I have not seen this at night yet. Um, and then a couple lions and some grass growing on the corners and some greenery down in here, just so there's greenery. And then this is simply a walkway, and it's a long walkway. And I'm thinking, what's going to be fun is where, what zoo um, exhibits do I put in once I have the main um, layout figured out. So this is the long pond. It's similarly, it's about the same shape uh, in real life, more of an oval, but this is really cool. And you can see I still have to paint some of this to get rid of. I have to paint short grass to get rid of the long grass, which is crazy. So this took me an hour or so to put this. So I downloaded the fountain. It did not come with this fountain. It came with 3 of these little bubblers, which is just not enough. But to get it to fill with water correctly, I had to dig. So first I had to sink the whole fountain. It's down in the ground. The whole fountain is down here. See, here we go. It looks like an underground pool, right? So this is, I had to dig the ground out and then seal it up on the top. And then this fountain, I actually got off of another fountain. And so I placed it over here and took it all apart individually, brought it over here. It was way up in the sky. So I lowered it down so it's actually in the pond. And then each of these little fountain things, I just put in place. So luckily I didn't have to power them or anything. I don't know if that'll change, but they just work, which is great. So I've got the 2 bubblers. It came with the hippo with spraying out the mouth, which is awesome. I kind of wish he was on the front, but on the front is a deer with antlers, and it's a really nice looking fountain. So pretty happy about that. Now, and then there's the Boise River. I did fill in with more trees. So I think I'm happy with the trees on the Boise River. That looks great. And so one path that goes all the way down and ends for now. And I don't know if I'll keep going or if I'll start designing zoo. I think I'll start designing zoo. Pretty interesting. I think since they pay here and they're already in the zoo, they can either come in here, and this is here only because it matches the real path in the park. But I could definitely have exhibits all the way right here. And then up this middle, that should be something really cool. And I just don't know what it would be. But what matters is, is there an animal that needs this much space? And would this be a cool place for a fenced in highlight animal, like the whole reason you come to the zoo is to see that animal. So what is that animal? If you have an opinion, make a comment below and I can read that. Bengal tiger, elephant, what? Alligators, hippopotamus, what would be a highlight animal? So this would be a great exhibit or exhibits. I mean, it could be a whole bunch. It doesn't have to be one. It could just be. It also could be where all the food court, like a food court is. This thing could be filled with, because it is a circle and it is in the middle of the zoo. So that kind of makes sense that this could be, but I don't know if they need, that's a lot. I'm thinking, well, I don't want to block the sign. Like right through here would be great too, but it would block this sign. And you want this view, not that it's a great view, but you want them to see this and not just be blocked by a bunch of buildings right here. So I'll figure that out. But there's the update. Ann Morrison Zoo. It's coming along good, and it's fun. So now I'm going to probably add some animals, and I also have to add all the buildings for the workers and hire the workers and get those guys going. So That would be, I think, my next step. And then I'll just branch. I'll just keep going. Um, I mean, right now, other than planting some trees, it looks kind of like Ann Morrison Park, the layout. Um, so I should put the trees. I know it's hard to know whether to put the trees first or put the animals first. Probably the animals. That's got to be the priority. Um, to use all the space efficiently, so that you are walking from animal to animal to animal. And also, I wonder whether I should put some mass transportation in. You can add trains or a four-wheel drive. Those are under facilities or oh no, yep, transport rides. I can let me close that. Have a 4x4 adventure tour, transport monorail. That would be cool. A boat. Now, that'd be cool in the river. Dang man, I could put that in the Boise River. A train or a gondola. So that would be really cool. So I've got things to work on. Come back and check it out again. Thanks for joining me this time. But for now, Mr. Johns is out.